This lesson for your comprehension notebook is focusing on how you as a reader ask questions, make predictions, and use your schema to help comprehend. As a reminder, comprehension is the act or the capability of understanding something. And so as readers, it's important that we understand. Now, a great strategy or skill that we use as readers is asking and answering questions. And so these are our learning goals for our literary text and our informational text. They're really the same. They're about asking and answering questions as readers. Now, when we think about schema, it's what we already know about something. It's like file folders in our brain. We can add to them, put things in, take them out as our knowledge grows and expands. One thing that we do when we activate our schema is that we make connections. I'm a reader with my schema, and I can make connections. C-O-N-N-E-C-T, C-O-N-N-E-C-T, C-O-N-N-E-C-T. I construct connections. But here's the thing. Anyone can make a connection to something. A quality connection is what completes the circuit from your head and back into the book. It's important that this connection, it has to flow from your head back to the book. We don't want the connection just to end here with you. That's how we make meaning. Here's an example. When you put this in your book, there's a text that I've read. It's called A Boy, a Dog, and a Frog. And these two pictures really helped me make a connection. I thought about this. Aha! I tried to catch a frog, and I was mad. It jumped away. But I can't let the connection end here. I've got to plug it in to understand how the characters might be feeling. And so I think this boy, he's really angry with the frog. To complete it, bring it back to the book, I think I know how the boy feels. I think he's really angry with the frog because when I tried to catch a frog, it jumped away and I was mad. So I think the boy is mad and angry with the frog because that is how I felt. So I made a connection. I started with me and I brought that connection back to the book. I completed that connection circuit. Now the next strategy, of course, is questioning. Asking questions, use my microphone, ask many questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how, if, and I wonder. Asking questions. When we ask questions, there really are two basic types of questions when we talk about asking and answering questions on the text. We have ones we call on the surface, and then we have below the surface. Our on the surface questions are asking for answers that you can find easily in the text. That is, they're right there and they're easy to confirm. Below the surface questions, on the other hand, ask you to really dive into your metacognition and infer your thinking. You need to use the text for clues, and then you put it together with that schema and your connections and your other thinking to come up with an answer. Now, often we will ask questions that will take us beyond the book and out. These are the type of questions that the text can't answer. They might lead us to further searching, or they just might keep us wondering. Let's practice some below and on the surface questions here with this text called The Butterfly Flutterby. Now, I took a look at it separately, and I was looking for ones that I could answer directly in the text. For example, what is the butterfly flutterby? Using these clues, festival and events, and celebrate the monarch, I came up with the answer. It's an event to celebrate. So that wasn't too hard. The answer was right on the surface. What can you do? Well, I found this information. Butterfly costume parade, pets are welcome. So you can take your pet to the parade and there will be prizes. There'll be arts and crafts and other activities and refreshments. So that is on the surface. Here's another example. Where do people go to celebrate that? Well, the address is up here. Another on the surface question is, who should celebrate the migration? Well, it says bring your entire family, even your pets. So these were just some of the questions that I found that were right on the surface. Be sure that you look at all of the questions, decide if they're on the surface or below the surface, and write your answers. And then finally for this lesson, you're going to add the 3 big questions. These work great when we think about reading nonfiction texts because a work of nonfiction will try to assert something about our world. We need to be skeptical about these assertions, and so we ask questions when we read. In class, we'll really focus on what surprises us when we read, but these are some other prompts that we can use as well.